If you live in a glass house, try not to throw stones. It don't make sense if pot they call kettle black. Because I've been through the comment section of most people that spoke about this whole Nnamdi Kanu sentencing. And you find out that at the comment section, a lot of Yoruba people are there trying to demonize this young man. Yes, there might have been some things he did in the past which doesn't make sense. There might be some things he said in the past which doesn't make sense. But was he granted a fair trial? In my own view, I don't think so. But I'll talk on that in my later video. But first of all, before we move forward, I'd like you guys to take your time, relax, and let's listen to one of our Yoruba brothers.
I'm alarmed, and I'm saying this to anybody who is watching. I'm alarmed, I'm shocked that we're in a country where there's anybody who feels what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu is okay. You know, and I say this particularly of my Yoruba brothers who make these comments. Some of them even have the audacity to send me messages personally. Oh, you know, they'll be sending you all these videos, you know, because your brother is in power. But I was the only person when Sunday Igboho's house was raided and all his people were, including his cat, was killed. I was the only person in this Abuja who went to the Federal High Court who pushed the DSS out of the front of the courtroom. And that was the day his people were granted bail. Nobody talked about. Yeah. There are Yoruba activists who went and invaded a radio station in Ibadan. Have you heard about them anymore? Even Sunday Igboho, my brother, is back. He's actually, you know, he's moving around freely.
Wow.
Nnamdi Kanu has never carried a weapon before. Most of these guys have done things like that. Why are we treating the Igbo man differently?
Why are we treating the Igbo man differently? If I could add mine, it's not just the radio house. The secretariat in Oyo State was also invaded, almost taken over. To an extent, the government house at Uyo was almost taken over. Secondly, when Sunday Igboho decided to go on the route of self-determination, is it because of an Igbo man? Is it because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? No, it wasn't. When Nnamdi Kanu decided to go on his own route for self-determination, was it because of the Yoruba man? Was it because of Sunday Igboho? No. They had one common enemy. Instead of us to tackle, we have a common enemy, which is ravaging us. Yes, we did the throw shades. Now IPOB come on a forest. They lash on women. I've been a Yoruba nation. Now then enter Southeast forest. They lash their women. They buy their men. No. When Papa Fashoranti daughter died, now IPOB, no. When the Owo Church massacre took place, now IPOB, now Igbo man, no. And this whole thing now because a lot of people will not understand what Sunday Igboho do. What did Sunday Igboho do? They two times waiting Nnamdi Kanu do. Just in case you've forgotten. I'm talking about the Yorubas. Just in case you've forgotten. Make a highlight for now some of Sunday Igboho crimes. Make una understand. Say, he even do pass the Kanu. But everybody now, hey, my own na sent, my own no be sent. Like I said, it no be like everything we Kanu do, they right. No. There were things he said that were absolutely wrong. Absolutely, totally condemnable. Do you know that Sunday Igboho declared an Oduduwa state, a Yoruba nation? He declared it openly. You know that's treason. Nnamdi Kanu declare him. No. Make I remind you.
In Nigeria, Yoruba activist Sunday Igboho, in a now viral video, declared a Yoruba nation. He made the declaration during a conference in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, insisting that it was time the Yoruba became a sovereign nation. With the declaration, the activist called on Yoruba people in other territories to return home. before war breaks out. He also called on all traditional rulers in Yoruba land to support the movement in order to free the Southwest from slavery.
Yeah, before war breaks out, he declared Yoruba nation. What do you call that? Now listen to him on the declaration day. He spoke a lot, but I just chose the part he spoke in English. Listen to him.
Our father, this is our real father that he know that he know to fight for our rights. And we pray to God to long life for him to take us out of this rubbish country, useless country, the country that somebody can come to our land to come and kill our brother, to come and rape our sister. We don't like to talk. If you talk, they can kill you. If you talk, they can detain you, they can jail you. So enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. There's no security. This country, there's no security. So starting from now, we don't want any Fulani men in our land to come and disturb our father, our farms, our sister. If you are meet any Fulani man, we are ready to face him and destroy them. Starting from now. Of course, if any police attack us for that, we are ready for them. We are ready. Yoruba people ready to this country. We are ready to face the country that you don't have mercy for Yoruba. We have taken back our territory yesterday.
Now here, now what's the difference from what you hear Kanu say and what Johnny Igbo just said? What's the useless country? Nnamdi Kanu calls Nigeria a zoo. He said any policeman that attacks us, we will show them. What's the difference? Tell me, what be the difference? The one thing I find in common between the two of them is that they are fighting one cause. Now, one thing, they have a common enemy. Now, what I understand, and now what I want make una understand, that they have a common enemy that is ravaging them seriously. Let's move on. Now, after this particular declaration, several rallies was carried out. After those several rallies, I think he was supposed to launch the final rally in Lagos. A night to that rally in Lagos, the DSS raided his house. They stormed his house. Fortunately for him, he escaped. But listen to what the DSS have to say about the raiding.
A joint team of security operatives raided the residence of Sunday Adeniyi Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, Ashoka, Ibadan, Oyo State. This was based on intelligence that he has stockpiled arms in the place. On approach to the residence, the team came under heavy gun attack and subsequently recovered the following items amongst others.
Died.
7 AK-47 assault rifles, as you can see on display.
Did you hear him?
3 pump action rifles. They are also there. 30 fully charged AK-47 magazines.
Can you see it? Live.
5,000 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition.
Live.
50 cartridges, 18 walkie-talkies, 3 voodoo charm jackets. About 13 suspects were arrested and brought to Abuja. Sunday Igboho and his group, in the guise of campaign for self-determination, have become well armed and determined to undermine public order. The arrests and seizures are no doubt a confirmation of a grand plan by Igboho and his cohorts to wage a violent insurrection against the Nigerian state. The 5 AK-47 assault rifles recovered from the building are suspected to be those collected by Igbo horsemen from Nigerian customs and immigration personnel at Idiroko in Ogun State. I think last month. Meanwhile, those arrested will be charged accordingly.
Okay. Now, those arrested, they were charged. At the end of the day, they were let go. Sunday Igbo, according to the first video I played by Showore, he's now back and free. His men are free. Don't forget they had a gun duel between the DSS and Igboho's men, which 2 of Igboho's men lost their lives. Now, in all this crime, Nnamdi Kanu no engage personally. Nnamdi Kanu they no find any weapon for Nnamdi Kanu possession. Did you hear how they got the guns? They got the guns from custom officers staying at Idiroko the previous month. So if you live in the glass house, try not to throw stones. At this point, the Igbos and the Yorubas are supposed to stay together. They're supposed to come together in solidarity. Fight that common cause.